2, 1. Hi everyone, welcome to Iona's NFL Roundtable. I'm your host Amanda Boyle, and alongside me bringing you weekly analysis on the league's biggest games, Kenny Reischmann and Jon Stanko. So we're going to get right into recapping Thursday night's game against the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles. You guys both called this the wrong way.
Yes.
I'm upset. What happened?
Yeah, well, I think, again, we're both wearing red to signify our apologies to the Chiefs and to their organization for going against them. You know, I really didn't see it coming. I thought Andy Reid was going to go back home to Philadelphia, fold under the pressure, not be able to keep his players under his wing, but he was able to do all those things.
He was.
And the Chiefs, whose offense did not do anything spectacular last night, they just played football. They got the ball, moved it upfield, put it in the end zone.
Yep.
They won the football game.
They didn't turn the ball over, and the Chiefs haven't turned the ball over all 3 games this season, and Alex Smith is the reason for that. He only threw for 237 yards, minuscule. You don't think it's a good game, but he didn't turn the ball over, made smart decisions, and didn't throw it into coverage at all.
Right.
On the other hand, you got Michael Vick, who threw a couple of interceptions early, a pick 6, but he had that fantastic 78-yard run where it's like, it's the highlight reel, but it's the risk and the reward. What are you going to go with?
Exactly. And I mean, just looking at more of the offensive stats, McCoy, who goes for 20 rush for 158 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, Charles on the other end of the football, supposed to be one of the best running backs in the game, is one of the best running backs in the game, only goes for 92 yards.
But he had 7 receptions.
Exactly.
And McCoy had, I believe, 0 receptions. He only had 0 or 1 reception, which is really good, the Chiefs' defense, to limit him.
Exactly. And when you look at, again, just looking at the stat categories, the Philadelphia Eagles lead the league in passing yards, in rushing yards, in defensive tackles. They can't win a football game.
They can't win a football game.
They couldn't deliver. Well, speaking of which, Trent Richardson, we got a huge story with him, going from the Cleveland Browns to the Colts. What's your take on this?
It's really a big thing. The NFL doesn't have blockbuster trades. It just doesn't happen. And I was really excited when this happened. With that being said, though, I first want to touch how Trent Richardson found out he was traded, because I think that's a big story.
Yeah.
He found out via the radio that he was traded. And that is a sham on the Cleveland Browns organization. And if I was the players in the locker room, I would be furious with the way that proceeded. Now, if I'm Trent Richardson, I'm feeling really irked. Because granted, you got traded to a much better team, and you're going to make the playoffs now. But the way you were treated as the third overall draft pick, that's the way you were treated. That's shameful.
Do you think this is motivation for him, or?
Well, I really do. The last piece of news I heard over the radio was that Michael Jackson had died. Anyway, but I digress. Trent Richardson makes the Colts incredibly better than they were yesterday. And now that they have a backfield, Andrew Luck is going to have so many more options upfield he is going to tear secondaries apart.
Yes.
The Colts have turned from a playoff contender into a Super Bowl contender if they find themselves in the right playoff picture. If they match themselves up against a decent 2 wild card team, they can find themselves making a run towards a Super Bowl. And now that they have a full offense instead of just a passing offense, they're going to be a force.
No, I agree with that. What do you think?
I think that, I don't know if they're Super Bowl contenders yet. I think their defense could use work, but I think they're division contenders. Because you've seen the Texans struggle the first 2 weeks, struggle to get wins against San Diego and Tennessee, and they're frankly lucky to get the win against Tennessee with Bullock missing the 3 field goals.
Right.
I could see them winning the AFC South. I can't see them winning the Super Bowl yet, but they can make some noise.
That's fair.
And they're no longer a cupcake win by any stretch of the imagination.
If they get the matchups, though, they can find themselves
Exactly. They could be a spoiler, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in other hot topics, we got a few coaches on the hot seat. Ken, do you want to talk about Greg Schiano, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Well, Greg, he's gotten off to a rough start this year. A real rough start. 2 real big disappointing weeks. And since 2008, no team has made the playoffs since going 0-2 from the start. And he's going to find himself in what could end up being a rebuild year for the Buccaneers. He really... a lot of promise over the last 2 or 3 seasons, and they really never put it together. And a lot of that falls on the shoulders of the coach. And this year, off to a bad start again, and we'll see what happens. But I don't see it turning out good.
You got to also look at the locker room doesn't like him. And when it's focused around your centerpiece of defense, Darrelle Revis, their biggest offseason acquisition, when he doesn't agree with what you're doing, you have a problem. And when Josh Freeman is willing to get traded, your quarterback, your franchise player, it's a struggle. Doug Martin hasn't been playing very well. He had a decent week 2. But Greg Schiano might find himself out of a job at the end of the year. Wouldn't be surprised.
A lot of times when players have players-only meetings, good things come out of it.
Yes.
They held a players-only meeting, and you could tell it was just something fishy going on.
There's not the chemistry. You got to have a chemistry.
Exactly. The cogs are not spinning in the correct direction.
Agreed.
Well, moving forward, John, do you want to take Juan Rivera of the Carolina Panthers?
I like the Carolina Panthers. because Luke Kuechly at linebacker is fantastic,
Yes.
but the Juan Rivera is in trouble because he hasn't been able to bring the individual talent on this team and make a collectively good football team. You have Cam Newton at quarterback, phenomenal player, can run the ball, pass the ball, do everything you need. You have decent running backs, Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. You have Steve Smith at wide receiver, and you can't put together an offense that can perform every week, and you can't put together a team that can win games in a division that's always competitive with the Saints and the Falcons. And frankly, I think if he doesn't finish the season 500, he's out.
Yeah, I have to agree, and especially in that division. You
Yep.
just mentioned the Saints and the Falcons. And the NFC's, it's tough conference this year.
Exactly.
And they're going to find themselves in big trouble if they don't pick it up soon. And like I said, again, no team's made the playoffs since 08, going 0-2 from the start.
Yeah.
This week against the Giants, we'll see.
So are you guys both calling less than a 500 season? He's got the boot. He's out.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. We got some bold statements here. Now we got Mike Shanahan of the Washington Redskins.
I know you want this one.
Oh, I want this one.
You can have it.
Mike Shanahan, what have you done to this team? What have you done? You had RG3 and Alfred Morris on offense, two of the most potent weapons in the league, and you have diminished them into nothing but comeback players because you're losing every single game. You have one of the worst pass secondaries in the entire league. RG3, you brought him back way too early. You held him back, but then thrust him into the fold, and he's not healthy with that knee brace talk.
Right.
He's going on a Reischmann rant right now.
I like that.
I do.
Let's not put everything on Mr. Shanahan.
I am.
Shanahan does not choose for RG3 when he comes back. RG3 was
That's on him.
incredibly obnoxious with I'm ready, I'm 100%, I can play. If Shanahan holds him out of a game,
It's a smart decision.
it's a smart decision, but it's not a good PR move.
It's his
And you know what
job to
football
make
is?
the smart decisions.
Football is a business. You put people in the seats.
The
I
coach's
don't wanna
business is
go
to win
watch-
games.
Yes, it is. But the owner's business is to put people in the seats, and when the owner tells
Guess what?
you,
When Kirk Cousins is better than any other backup quarterback in the National Football League right now, he won games last year for the Redskins.
he's a backup quarterback.
He's still better than
You're gonna
some
pay
of the starters.
$50 to go see Kirk Cousins?
If it wins a game,
No. Nope.
Whew, we're getting very heated. Moving forward here.
I want to watch my first round draft. Sorry, I want to watch RG3 play the football.
You wanna
game.
watch him get
If
hurt?
I am a Redskins fan. I go to football games to watch RG3 in my explosive offense. I don't go to watch Kirk Cousins come from behind for his miraculous comeback story
But
of
it's
his
a
career
win.
because he's
Do you care about
a
the
rusty
player or the
veteran.
team? The player or the
You
team?
go to watch the game. Just like Herm Edwards plays to win the game, you go to watch the game.
All right, now speaking of watching a game, Pittsburgh Steelers, would you watch the game under Mike Tomlin?
No, first off, he looks like Dr. I don't remember his name from House, and it's not
I know who
Lupus,
you're talking
Mr.
about,
Tomlin.
yes.
He's been there for a while, and he has diminished everything about this team. The defense used to be potent. The offense used to be potent. There's nothing left of this squad. It is upsetting to watch a Steelers game. They have the talent. Palomalo, Roethlisberger, Mendenhall. It's fun.
Not Mendenhall. Mendenhall's not on the team anymore. He's on the Arizona Cardinals.
But we're talking about the old
He's on
Steelers.
the
They used to
Arizona
be fun to
Cardinals.
watch.
Come on. I'm talking about the fun Steelers.
The
I'm
fun
talking about the fun
Steelers.
Steelers.
Okay.
The Steelers that go to the
Okay.
Super Bowl. The Steelers that play in the AFC Championship games. Those Steelers. The ones where fans would show up and wave the terrible towels. No more. There is no more because Mike Tomlin has taken this team and turned it into watching paint dry on Sundays.
What's your
Okay.
take
They
on
are
Mike Tomlin?
boring.
Okay. I agree that they're boring, but I'm not going to pin it on Mike Tomlin. I'm going to pin it on Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator. When he came
Really?
in, he had problems with Ben Roethlisberger. He
You're
had
going to blame the
problems.
offensive coordinator of the Steelers.
Because
but
Mike
you're going to
Tomlin.
blame the head coach of the Redskins?
Yes, because the head coach of the Redskins dealt with the RG3 thing. He drafted it. It was his baby, and he ruined his baby. Mike Tomlin brought in Todd Haley to help the offense because Tomlin is a defensive-minded coach. Haley is the offensive mind. Roethlisberger didn't agree with Todd Haley when he first came. He's not agreeing with him now. You have nothing at wide
Listen,
receiver.
at some point, Roethlisberger's going to have to get over it, and he's going to have to play the football game.
This is a league where the stars get more leverage than the coaches.
And whose fault is that?
It's the coach's fault.
No, it's ours.
I was gonna say it's the fans.
It's ours.
It's the fans.
It's
Let's
a
be real.
valid
And you know
point.
why
It's
it's
a
the
valid
fans?
point.
Because we won't go to the games unless RG3 is playing.
Well, you go to the games if you're winning.
No, you don't.
The Chiefs fans are going to go to the game. What star player do they have?
You guys are too much for me
Watch
now.
Alex Smith.
He's a star quarterback.
Who is it? The best quarterback they've had in a decade.
What are other star quarterbacks or even players that you're waiting to see them perform?
I'm waiting to see the New York Giants offense. Hold on to
Is that
the
just
football.
because they're a home team?
No,
Okay.
everybody in the world should be waiting for the Giants to go on a drive downfield and not give the ball to the other team. 10 turnovers in 2 games, 7 interceptions, 3 fumbles. It's impeccably terrible. It is so sad to watch Eli Manning, who was one of the best up-and-coming superstars in the league, turn into a pick machine.
Yeah.
And they have been terrible to watch. The offense needs to wake up against a terrible defense this week in the Panthers. That's who I'm waiting to show up, and somebody's going to punch their ticket at the door.
I'm going to have to go with Rob Gronkowski of the Patriots. Not because I'm a Patriot fan, but also
A lot of home team love.
I want to see. I think the whole country's interested in seeing what's going to happen to the Patriots offense once Gronkowski comes back.
Yep.
How much different are they going to be? Because right now they are terrible.
I'll remember what I said week 1. If Tom's got nobody to throw the ball to, they're going to have some troubles. And Edelman can't catch every pass.
Well, he leads the league in receptions right now.
Sure does.
So he's trying to.
I was gonna say, they're doing pretty well. They're getting by the skin of their
pretty
teeth.
well.
They're 2-0, no?
By the skin of their teeth. A win's a win, and
A
we
win
won
is
the
a
next
win.
week. A win's a win.
I'll take that.
All right, moving forward, let's talk about the highlighted games for Week 3. We have the Green Bay Packers at the Cincinnati Stadium. What do you guys think this is gonna happen?
But I take the Pack attack on the road in Cincinnati. Both teams at 1-1. I just think Aaron Rodgers is coming alive. The offense looked a lot better last week than it did in Week 1 against the Niners. The defense looked better. Clay Matthews looked like he was back to normal. Week 1, he really was not a superstar on the defensive end. Kaepernick was running all over him. But in Week 2, he looked much better. Stay-at-home quarterback in Cincinnati. I think the Pack take.
This is where we disagree. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals at home.
You
Why?
love home teams.
I'm kind of leaning that
I
way
do
too.
like the home teams, though. I'm glad you're leading my way.
I am.
Let me tell you this: the reason the Packers were so good last week is because they played the Redskins, who have one of the worst defenses in the National Football League. The offensive line didn't even look that good against the Redskins, and they're going up against the Bengals, who have one of the best front 7 in the entire NFL.
I'll take that.
Also, the Bengals defense is very, very good. And you know what? I really see the Bengals pulling this one out. It's going to be a big game for Andy Dalton. It's going to be, can he step above that pedestal? Can he rise to the level where he can beat the good teams? Or is he going to stay there and lose the playoff games that he's lost for so long?
And it's also a test for that Packers secondary, who's been questionable at times. They have that. They have the talent. They do. Can they put it together against a quarterback who's not going to move out of the pocket a lot? He's going to stay in the pocket. He's going to try and throw short, medium, long. That's how passes go. And if the secondary,
Thank you for your in-depth analysis. Thank you.
If the secondary is there, the Packers are going to take the game. If the secondary is taking the week off, it's going to be trouble.
I'm telling you this: Giovanni Bernard and Benjamin Canales are going to become one of the best 1-2 tandem running backs in the National Football League this year.
Wow, that's
Can't
a bold
argue that.
statement.
Bold statement.
Bold statement.
Good.
Now we've got the Houston Texans playing the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. How is this one going?
I don't believe in either team.
Somebody has. Well, are they going to tie?
They are not going to tie. I do not believe in tie.
That's a bold prediction.
They're not going to tie. I don't believe in either team, but I'm going to go with the Texans. Though I have my questions. I have my questions.
You don't like J.J. Watt? Come on.
I love J.J.
J.J.
Watt.
Watt. But I don't have questions about the Texans' defense. It's their offense.
Yes.
Ben Tate has more rushing yards than Arian Foster so far, less than half the carries. Arian Foster has 37 carries. Ben Tate has 16, and he already has more rushing yards.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, their offense is sad. Is real sad.
Which one are you
depressed.
going with?
I'm going to take Baltimore at home. I'm taking the
I
home
like
team
that we're
out.
disagreeing. I like that we're disagreeing.
I'm going to take Baltimore at
It's
home.
fun again.
Flacco is going to have to earn his money eventually. And
He'll never earn the
It's
money.
about time he does it in front of his home crowd. How about that?
Flacco.
But I do think it's time, again, the Baltimore offense. Where's that been? They've been slouchy in the first 2 weeks. This week, I think Flacco, about time he starts throwing the ball. Ray Rice, bound to have a breakout week.
But he's hurt.
He's questionable. He's questionable for this week.
Officially, I got a text update. He's officially questionable. What does that mean?
That means that you're actually in the running to be
That's
player for the-
totally fake. I'm
No.
officially questionable.
That's just the
They have
terminology
the
in the
weirdest
NFL.
terminology. Questionable, probable, maybe not, maybe.
Doubtful.
Who's asking for that
Doubtful.
though? The fans are asking for that.
You know why?
It's us.
Because we're annoying.
All right, moving forward, we've got the Atlanta Falcons at Miami playing the Dolphins.
You can take this one. This one's
I
interesting.
love the Atlanta Falcons, and I want them to win this game in Miami. I don't think they will.
Wow.
I have a soft spot in my heart for the Miami Dolphins, who I liked watching. Because
When you were 4.
When I was little, I really hated the Jets a lot for no apparent reason. Just all my
Still
friends
the
were
case
Jets
now.
fans,
Yeah.
and all my friends were Jets fans, and I wasn't really into football that much. So I was just like, hey, anybody who plays the Jets a lot should win, and the Dolphins
And it
were
was
that
always
team.
the Dolphins.
But I do think the Dolphins at home. against a team who has struggled to hold on to the football, to get the football back. Their defense has been atrocious over the first 2 weeks. The Falcons supposed to have a good season. Matt Ryan's been playing not like Matty Ice of the past. And the Dolphins, I love their offense. I like them at home.
I'm going to disagree with you pretty heavily right now.
Wow.
The
Not just disagree.
The reason
Yeah, I know.
I say that is because Matt Ryan did have a good week too. He had over 300 yards passing. Julio Jones has over 250 yards receiving already and 2 touchdowns this season. Tony Gonzalez
I
is
just
back
also
to
want to
himself.
point out that Michael Vick leads the league in passing yards. So if we're going to go by passing
Yeah.
yards, Michael Vick's the best quarterback in the
It
National
doesn't matter.
Football.
Even with Steven Jackson being injured, I still think the Atlanta Falcons offense is more talented than the Dolphins. And
I agree. No, I agree. I think they're
So are you
talented. I
saying
just
that-
don't think they're playing well.
I think that they're
I
playing well
don't
enough to
think
beat
this week
Miami.
is going to be the one.
Miami, don't get me wrong, Miami is improving, but this is going to be Ryan Tannehill versus Matt Ryan. So
I
and
don't
Matt
know.
Ryan is
You
going to
got
take
the
Lamar
defensive
Miller.
line, the Marlins. The Dolphins' defensive line can hold back the best, and there's no Steven Jackson.
The reason I say this is Lamar Miller's at running back for the Dolphins. He's not a weapon that Ryan Tannehill can rely on. Matt
Sure.
Ryan can create his own weapons by being a good quarterback.
That's fair, but
Ryan
is he gonna have a Michael Vick week?
Well, the thing is, also you got to control Mike Wallace. He had a great week too. If the Falcons control Mike Wallace, limit it to him below 100 yards, I think Falcons take this game by at least 10.
I just don't think they control.
Well, speaking of week 2, let's go over the recaps and the overall score of these lovely two gentlemen.
Would you-
We've
We're
got
doing
Jon
pretty solid.
Stanko last week for week 2, 11-5.
Good week. You had to
And
come back, didn't you?
I did.
Kenny,
Yes.
he's sucking up because you were 9-7.
I had a bad week.
That's
I gotta be honest with
really
you.
bad.
Okay.
You had a great week
I
one.
had a great week
13
one.
and 3 week
Yeah,
one.
that week 1 was real good. But we agreed on almost everything in week 1.
I went 11-5. The
Yeah,
2
you
games we
stink.
disagreed.
Well, that's why I
At least
wore
I'm
my Tiger
consistent.
Woods outfit today.
Because you got to
I'm
finish
gonna
strong.
put it away.
You guys
You're gonna put it
match.
away?
It's
I'm gonna
fine.
put it away, and I'm
We
gonna
did
take
not
home the
coordinate this
championship.
outfit.
No, we really didn't. I promise. I was upset.
Next time we will
I walked
talk.
in and I was like, he's wearing red. I wanted to cry. But I'm wearing the Tiger Woods outfit. We're gonna put it away today.
Well, so
We're
let's go over the overall
Blow them away.
scores.
Here we go.
So we've got Jon Stanko 22-10, and then you guys are actually tied. So
Yep.
Kenny, you're at 22-10 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do a rapid fire round. We're gonna go real quick.
Let's go.
We've got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at New England.
New England, easily.
I'm going New England too.
New England.
All right.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking about it.
I hate it. But I think Rob is gonna have a good week.
So we can,
If he comes
he's gonna-
back, he'll have a touchdown.
Yeah.
He is listed as questionable.
Well, so timeout. Do you think he's gonna come back?
He's listed as questionable officially, and that usually means in Patriots language he might just come in for like a play on the goal line where he'll sneak in
Oh
for a
yeah,
touchdown.
he'll refrigerator Perry it into the
Exactly.
All right.
With
Moving
his broken
forward,
arm.
we've got St. Louis Rams at the Dallas Cowboys playing the Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I got Cowboys as well.
Stop.
It's 2.
We
We're only 2
disagree.
games
I
in.
like
We
this.
disagreed all 3 of them.
All right. San Diego Chargers at Tennessee playing the Titans.
San Diego.
I got San Diego too. It's gonna be really close though.
Jeez.
It's
Oh
gonna be
my
really
gosh.
close.
All right. We've got the Cleveland Browns at Minnesota playing the Vikings.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Nice
This is
accent.
not fun.
I know.
All right. We got the Arizona Cardinals playing the New Orleans Saints.
Saints.
Saints as well.
Really? Okay. The Detroit Lions at Washington playing the Redskins.
Lions.
Lions as well.
Okay, John's
Okay.
just.
Well, I'm not going to look to you first. We're looking at
All
John.
Okay,
John,
go,
go
go,
first.
go, go.
The Giants versus the Panthers.
I think Giants. They are too good to be 0-3. They got to win this game.
Giants. Sorry.
All right. We've got the Buffalo Bills playing the Jets at home in New York.
This could be fun.
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
I'm gonna pick the
EJ
Jets.
Manuel.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
pick
All
the
right.
Jets.
I'll let you guys go for a
I'm
little.
gonna pick the Jets.
Why?
Why not? When they're playing the
Oh,
Bills.
come on.
They're playing the Bills.
They're playing EJ Manuel.
Wait, why are you
the
going with
Bills.
the Bills?
I
The
don't
Bills.
know.
You want to know why? Geno Smith has no weapons offensively.
Yeah.
EJ Manuel, Fred Jackson, Stevie Johnson, and CJ Spiller. That's called an offense. The Jets don't have one.
I don't have
The
anything
Bills
to say to
barely
that.
have one.
The
All right.
Bills with a
Jets,
big
huh?
win. The Bills with a big win against Carolina.
All right, we've got Indianapolis Colts at San Francisco playing the 49ers.
Bold prediction: Indianapolis.
Wow.
Wow.
I appreciate that boldness, but I'm going with the 49ers.
You
Hey,
played it
I'm with you.
safe.
Trent Richardson, 3 days to get to know on offense means he's just going to be playing on straight adrenaline, playing on straight talent. He is going to be a force. Andrew Luck is going to notice all his new weapons that he can find downfield, and the 49ers aren't going to be able to handle it.
I like it.
I disagree,
I was
but
gonna say.
I appreciate
There's my bold
the
prediction.
effort. I
That's
appreciate
it.
the effort.
Indianapolis, let's do it.
All right, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Seattle. I'm in Seattle playing the
This is
Seahawks.
the lock of the millennium. If you have a Survivor League, if you don't pick this, you are an idiot. Seattle will kill them, and Jacksonville will not score a touchdown for the third straight week.
That's a bold.
It is
no
36 to
touchdown.
6 is the score. I'm predicting it right now. It's gonna
Wow.
be a rouse.
Made me very nervous. Jaguar. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
All right, we've got the Chicago Bears at Pittsburgh playing the Steelers.
Bears.
I got the Bears as well. Pittsburgh are playing too terrible right now.
Cutler's having a great year.
Okay.
He is.
Then let's move on to Monday night's game. We've got the Oakland Raiders playing at Denver.
Well, I think if we were looking for a lock of the year and murder, apparently, according to John, the Broncos by a long stretch.
This is the second best lock.
The second best.
The
No, this
second
is the best.
You're saying that Oakland is worse than Jacksonville.
No, I'm saying that
in
Denver
Century
is
Link.
better than Seattle.
That's a topic for a different day. That's a topic for a different day.
All right, well, we got a lot of bold predictions. Is there any last comments you guys want to leave with each other?
Go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go Colts?
You're just saying go Jets.
Well, the Jets for that other game, but the Colts
That's
because
still
they're
a
my
bold
bold prediction.
Okay, I'm saying that Tony Gonzalez for the Atlanta Falcons
get specific.
will have 2 touchdowns. I have stats here. I have stats here to prove it.
Must be nice to
He's
have
got
an
his
iPad.
iPad.
The Miami Dolphins have allowed 177 passing yards to tight ends this year and 2 touchdowns this far. And Tony Gonzalez is twice as talented as the 2 tight ends that they allowed those yards to before. He will have at least 2 touchdowns, and the Falcons will win that game in Miami.
I'm writing this all down later. I need to
Go
get
for it.
these.
Put me on the record.
This will be an
All I got
exciting
is go
weekend.
Colts. All I got is go Colts.
That's what he's living on for this
Got you.
weekend.
Got you.
Go luck. Good luck.
Good
There
luck.
you go.
Oh, I like
There you
that.
go.
I like that.
That's a sign.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Iona's NFL Roundtable. See you next week.
Nice.
Nailed it.
I'm
Done.
like so happy now. Is that weird?
That was a fun one. I like the end of that one.
Me too.
That was good. That was good. Good
That
luck.
was really
Good luck.
yeah. That was like
And we disagree.